Okay, good evening, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everybody and my slides are also visible. So first of all, welcome to the introductory session for the post of Assistant Architect for the exam which will be conducted by the Haryana Public Service Commission. Now, today, what all are we going to discuss is primarily a little bit about the exam eligibility criteria, tentative exam pattern, which is based on the 2019 question paper. Why do I say tentative is I will discuss when we come to that point. The syllabus, again, tentative syllabus and our preparation strategy. Now, I'm sure most of you have filled the form. The post is for that of an assistant architect, and there are 8 vacancies for the same. As far as the eligibility criteria is concerned, the candidate should be between 21 to 42 years of age as on 11th May. That was the last date for filling the exam form. And as far as the qualifications are concerned, you should have a bachelor's degree in architecture. You should be registered with the Council of Architecture. And you should have had Hindi or Sanskrit in your 10th standard or higher education level. Now, as far as the tentative exam pattern is concerned, why do I say tentative? Is because if you see the ATP exam, Assistant Town Planner exam for Haryana that was conducted recently, over there, when they issued the new exam pattern and the syllabus, there were a lot more changes. There were changes right from MCQ-based question paper to a descriptive question paper. So we cannot deny that these kind of changes could be possible or may not be. It depends upon their notification. So till they notify us, we will go with what has been going on till date. So if you see, there would be 100 MCQ questions, which will be again all in English. You would have a 2-hour paper for 100 marks. So 1 mark each question, and there would be no negative marking, is what they had clearly mentioned last time. So these are the important things that we need to also keep in mind. And as far as the syllabus is concerned, that was mentioned last time, right? So they had clearly given a detail of all kinds of subjects, all the subjects, a list of them that you need to be prepared with. So you have architectural design, theory of design, building construction, bylaws, services, history of architecture, building materials, climatology, professional practice, construction management, landscape, specification writing, lighting design, sustainable architecture, town planning, traffic and transport planning, disaster management, interior design, computer applications, low-cost building design, structural system, hill architecture, architectural conservation, and about master architect. So this is a tentative list that they have given. Now, if you look at all of these, right? So these are all the subjects that we study at our bachelor's level in your bachelor's of architecture, any which ways, over the 5-year course. And further moving ahead, they have also given a detailed syllabus with respect to each of the subjects mentioned above. Let's look at that as well. So for architectural design, to be more specific, you need to know about what they expect from you is about the site planning, site outdoor spaces, anthropometry, application of color, texture, etc. Right? Along with that, in theory of architecture, right? Principles of design, your scale, balance, proportion, rhythm, texture, color, form, shapes, balance, rhythm, harmony, contrast, etc. Your color, interrelationship of different spaces in a building, circulation, your architectural scales, basics of scales. All of these basics are expected to be known. Then for building construction, again, right from your all types of construction or all types components of a building, right from foundation to walls to flooring, roof, door, window, etc., to waterproofing, how cement concrete products, what are they, how they are made, etc., toilet details, plus again your services also, your air conditioning, lighting, working drawing for site plan, foundation plan, floor plans, etc. All of these solar system, solar water heater system. And again, if you see building materials, what they have mentioned separately, you would be expected to know all kinds of materials, right from stone, bricks, concrete, wood, timber, etc., aluminum, metals, everything, and their properties, characteristics, applications, usage, all of these are expected to be known. Then coming to building bylaws and building codes. So here you are expected to know about all the bylaws that are in Haryana, applicable or used in Haryana, the Haryana Building Code for say 2017. Along with that, you are also expected to know the early mentioned over here. Right. With respect to what you need to study them is also given in detail. Your building design plus services, firefighting, lighting, ventilation, etc. Then coming to building services, here you are expected to know everything about services in detail, right from water supply, drainage, plumbing, electrical services, plus your elevators, escalators, firefighting system, air conditioning, HVAC systems, and along with that, even building automation systems. Plus, in lighting design, which we can also consider still as a part of your building services itself, all the types, all the general terms that are used, what is lumen, what is lux, what is illuminance, what is intensity, etc., that we study in building services at our bachelor's level. Plus, along with artificial light, natural light, study of that or knowledge of that is also expected in this. What is light pollution control? All of these are also expected, and they've also mentioned the importance of daylight and designing in with daylight and study of Le Corbusier's work in Chandigarh with respect to lighting design. So this is an important point to be noted. Then coming to history of built environment. So here basically this is all your history of architecture, and what you are expected to know is right from your river valley civilizations and settlements before that. Then coming to river valley civilizations, your Indus Valley, Mesopotamian, Egyptian, and then they've also mentioned Buddhist architecture, Hindu temple architecture, Muslim architecture, and architecture of the Mughals. So if you see here, you are expected to know or study in detail more of the Indian architecture rather than the Western. So your focus while preparing should be more on this. Then coming to climatology and sustainable architecture. So here these two, I would say, go more or less hand in hand. In climatology, with respect to the sun path, the seasons, climatic zones, elements of climate, all of these, plus thermal comfort. What is thermal comfort? Understanding that. Passive design, active design, all of these. And in sustainable architecture, again, your green building rating system, carbon credit rating system, ECBC rules, Energy Conservation Act, sustainable development, again, solar passive design strategies, what is optimum utilization of resources, recycle, reduce, reuse, recycle, what is the Indian approach to sustainable development. So if you see, they had given a detailed syllabus also with respect to how one should be preparing. Then coming to professional practice, here you are expected to know the vocational and legal aspects of your architectural practice. So right from the Architects Act 1972 to what is the code of conduct, professional conduct, plus conditions of engagement and scale of fees, how for what work or For conservation work, what should the fees be? For landscape work, what are the fees? Interior work, what are the fees, etc. This is clearly all mentioned on the COA website as well. What is arbitration? What is valuation? What are agreements, tenders? What are the liabilities and duties of an architect? All of these are important. Then coming to construction management, here you are expected to know what is how to plan and prepare for every construction activity, management of that activity, plus what are the different stages of construction, what is the role of an architect in construction management, plus your CPM and PERT, critical path method, your program evaluation and review technique. So numericals based on these could also be expected for the same. The different methods of calculations, etc., network analysis, all of that is important. Then coming to landscape, here landscape again, you are expected to know right from the basics, your landscape designers, various elements of landscape, what are elements related to earth, rock, water, vegetation, brief history about the gardens of landscape. So you have Japanese gardens, you have the Mughal gardens, for example, right? What are Zen gardens, right? All of these are expected to know. And from that, again, at a site level or a larger scale level, you are expected to know about the environmental impact assessment plus site analysis. What is your biodiversity significance by your Environment Act? What is how to do contour mapping, documentation, all of that is important. Plus ongoing projects or historically important landscape projects, right? Like for example, Shakti Sthal, who has designed it. So knowing all these important projects is a benefit. Specification writing, you are expected to know the basic terminology that is used for specification writing, plus materials, methods of checking specifications, right? Different types. What is it for brick, stone, concrete, different material? How is the approach different? For painting, plastering, different type of work, how is the approach different? So right from material to type of work, it's important to know or have an idea of this. Then coming to town planning, here, right from the evolution of urban form, how did the earliest settlements start, or how did your pre-industrial towns and their evolution, how that took place? Then coming to various calculations in urban planning, right from population projection to infrastructure, distribution of land, etc. Plus more focus on historical towns, urban renewal, plus what all schemes are there, ongoing schemes, surveys, types of surveys that are there, and most importantly, theories by very important planners or their contributions, like contribution by Patrick Giddis, Ebenezer Howard, C.A. Doxiadis, all of these, their theories, right? So the theory of acoustics by C.A. Doxiadis, or neighborhood concept by Clarence Perry. All of these would be important. In traffic and transportation, again, you're expected to know the environmental issues also with respect to traffic and transportation, and various kinds of details, right from the transport policy issues, road design elements, traffic and parking surveys, plus transport problems, movement of humans at city level, what is the BRTS system, all of these road accidents, their causes and remedies. Then coming to disaster management, here understanding pre and post disaster designs, right from all kinds of disasters, floods, earthquakes, cyclones, what are the basic requirements, what should the approach be, Even it would be important to know your Disaster Management Act. For this. Who is what is the authority related to disaster management in the country? Knowing all of these are important from the exam perspective. For computer applications, this is more or less related to what you use in your day-to-day office also, or day-to-day work, right from SketchUp, CorelDRAW, Photoshop, or 2D, 3D drawing. So your AutoCAD plus other softwares like maybe ArchiCAD or Revit, 3D Max, etc. would be important to be known. Coming to the next one, that is low cost building design. So awareness about low cost construction. Again, this is particularly based on your climatic zones and could be somewhere related to climatology also. Plus vernacular architecture, use of local materials, traditional building, etc. Coming to building structures, now they've clearly mentioned the type of structures or the type of details you should be knowing, like cable structures, arched roofs, shells, domes, etc. So if you look at this here, for structures, you are expected to know the theory. Okay, so not the numericals, but they've clearly mentioned that various types of structure systems in theory only. So for structures, there would be no numericals, is what we can analyze from this syllabus. Then hill architecture, the challenges of building on hills, the topography, climatic considerations, local building material, all of that you need to consider. Plus, they've clearly mentioned knowing about the Aravalli Hills and Morni Hills of Haryana, building technology related to that, modern buildings on the hills of India. How can you relate constructing on hills and safeguarding the environment, that balance or that correlation, plus traditional settlements in India on hills. So all of these would be important. Then coming to architectural conservation, here you are expected to know the definition of cultural heritage, historic buildings, cultural landscape, what is the purpose or need of conservation, what is built heritage, what is the process of conservation, what is the role of an architect, the various reports that are prepared, what is the documentation process, etc. Plus various organizations like UNESCO, INTAC, ICOMOS, ICOROM related to heritage would be important to be known. And coming to the last part, that is master architect. So you're expected to know clearly at least the work of those mentioned here, from Lee Corbusier to Louis Kahn, Joseph Allenstein, Christopher Benninger, Charles Correa, B.V. Doshi, Laurie Baker, Anand Raje, Achyut Kanvinde, and Pilu Modi. So they've clearly mentioned at least these architects. Knowing more would be a added benefit any which ways. So coming to our preparation strategy. Now, also I would like to mention, please wait till the end because we have a surprise giveaway for the students who are attending this live session. So if I look at the entire syllabus, it is more or less your entire 5 years of architecture put into one. Now, what should the approach be? What we can do is combine some subjects which are very close by, like for example, architectural design, theory of architectural design, building construction and materials, services, lighting design, climatology, sustainable architecture. We can combine them because they are anyways integrated and part of one, right? Now, further, if you look at it, what can we do is, let's say, assuming you start from tomorrow itself, right? That is 27th of May. So you need to also give time to some subjects which would have more weightage, or let's say which are more of architecture subjects, and subjects which are lengthy to cover. So probably, let's say for architectural design and theory, we could take 5 days. Then coming to your building construction and materials, right? We've combined them together, construction plus materials. Another 5 days for those. Another 5 days for services and lighting. Maybe around 8 days for history of architecture, because let's admit it, it's a vast syllabus for history and it has a lot of details and lot of facts that you need to remember. 2 days, around 2 days for professional practice would be enough. Now, what do you do on the weekends then, on Saturday, Sunday? If I study from Monday to Friday, so on Saturday, Sunday, what we can do is use all of this for revising what I've studied in the previous week. So let's say on 8th and 9th of June, I revise what I've studied, that is building construction materials. On the 15th, 16th June, probably I can revise building services, plus give some time for revision of building construction materials. Same, on 22nd, 23rd June, I can revise history and brush up building services and building construction. Also, let's say that, for example, till 14th, from 10th to 14th of June, you had decided to finish the entire portion of building services and lighting. But for some reason, 2-3 topics are left. So you can utilize your Saturday, Sunday to complete those along with the revision as well. Okay. Then in July, here you can start with climatology and sustainable architecture, at least for the first 5 days. More than 3 days would be enough for construction management, 2 days for specification writing, another 3 days for landscape architecture, 3 days for interior design, 4 days for town planning, and let's say another 5 days for transportation planning. And same goes here. Utilize your Saturdays, Sundays all for revision. Then coming to the next month here, you can utilize 3 days for hill architecture, 2 days for disaster management because it's a very small topic, another 3 days for structures, 2 days for computer application. Now, because again, computer application is a subject that is hands-on, you are using it daily, day-to-day use is there. 3 days for conservation would be enough, and another 2 days for low-cost architecture. And as far as your topics of building bylaws, and your master architects are concerned, what you can do is every day, right from tomorrow itself, you can give another dedicated half an hour or 1 hour per day for these two topics. Why do I say that give a separate dedicated 1 hour, 2 hours for these topics? Because if you see, these two are very factual based topics, right? There's nothing more conceptual about these two topics. It's completely factual. Whereas if you look at all of these topics, there is some conceptual understanding that is required. Also, you might feel that, okay, 3 days or 2 days is too less, but you have to understand this, that it's not something that is new for you. You have studied this already in your 5 years of architecture. Now you have to brush up. But in what way? In the way that the exam demands, not as per how you want to, right? That is the key difference here. Also, to help the students, we are launching a live online course from the 5th of June, where we would be having more than 100 plus of live class, 100 plus hours of live class from 8 to 9:30 in the evening, tentatively, and we start from the 5th of June. So for the entire program, we would be covering the entire syllabus for architecture, where the faculty would be also curating the course based on what the exam syllabus is tentatively and the pattern. In case, let's say tomorrow, if the pattern changes from MCQ to descriptive, Exam Assure would be there to guide you. Along with that, we've already done that for the assistant town planner exam, right? Along with that, the faculties would also be discussing your tips and tricks for how to solve or what should the approach be. All of these would be live classes. You would also get a recording of the same in case if you miss some live class, it would be accessible to you till the date of the exam, right? And this is not for 16,000, but for 8499. And we are sure that after the course, this is something that would be your state of mind. At least there would be some clarity after we move ahead with the course. So like I said, there is a special giveaway for the students. So we have a launch offer of 7,999, which is available only for the first 20 minutes. And for the first 20 students, you can use this code crack now. So you can avail this offer at 7,999 only for the first 20 students and first 20 minutes. You can scan the QR code in case if you wish to enroll. And in case if you have any more queries regarding the preparation, the approach, or the course, you may please put it in the chat box. The course link is also shared in the chat box. So you can click on that or you can scan this QR code. And when you wish to enroll, you can put this code as crack now. Yes, we will be having live classes. And in case if you miss any, you will get a recorded session. The tentative exam dates are not yet out, Kanishka. So even it would be difficult to comment on that. Okay, hello, Baisali. Anybody else has any more questions? Also, in case if any of you have any queries even after the course, or even if you don't wish to enroll right now immediately, but are little confused or have any doubts regarding the preparation, you can get in touch with us on this number 76317 66140. So you can contact the Exam Assure team on this number and we would be more than happy to help you. Any links for study material or book references? Okay, we would, in the course, what we would be doing is, along with the live lectures, we would also be giving you online study notes for the same, which you can access on your desktop or the mobile app once you enroll. Baisali is asking, is this course helpful for other assistant architect exam? This would somewhere be helpful, but again, a few things which are specific to Haryana would, of course, not be applicable to other exams. But if you see the base, yes, it's the base architecture syllabus, right? Priyanka, the exam dates are not out yet, so that would be notified by the Haryana Public Service Commission on their website. Also, in case if you wish to enroll, otherwise, if not right now, you can also do that in 2 installments. So you can get in touch with us on this number. Also, this is only available for the first 20 students who enroll and the first 20 minutes. So in case if you wish to do so, do it at the earliest. Okay, great. We already have 8 students who've enrolled. Baisali, no. Students who have completed a degree, bachelor's degree in architecture can apply for this exam. Sakshi, the courses would start on 5th of June. It would be from Monday to Friday. Weekends would be off. In case, let's say, if the exam dates are declared earlier, then we would, it's our responsibility of Exam Assure to finish the syllabus on time, or rather before time, and give you sufficient time for revision. So the detailed schedule will be shared after the enrollment. Sakshi, I hope that answers your query. Oh, great. We have already around 12 enrollments. So we have the last 8 seats that are left with this code. Otherwise, the normal fees would apply. Also, in case if any of you have more questions or doubts or queries, yes, Sakshi, sir, you would have around 65 to 70 classes in total. And Chetan, the price for this course if you enroll right now is 7,999. Otherwise, it is 8,499. Okay, any more questions, any queries regarding the preparation or the course? You may please ask. Okay, we have another enrollment. Okay, so that's it. We would be closing now in another 5-10 minutes, and another 5 seats, or rather 5 students. Also, please ask any doubts, any queries. Priyanka, the exam dates are not out yet, right? It would be notified on the commission's website. Muskan, uh, about the course material, so as and when as we proceed with the classes, directly the PPTs would be shared with you on an online mode, so you can access them for your preparation on your desktop or laptop or mobile app. So all of these are accessible online. Okay, I hope that clears your doubt, Muskan. And yes, Priyanka as well. Thank you, Priyanka. Okay, we have the last three students who can enroll if they wish to. Else we can close down. Also, any further queries, you all can get in touch with us on this number. Syllabus, Priyanka, I've just discussed the syllabus right now, which is the tentative syllabus that was there for the 2019 exam for the same post of assistant architect. Right, so we've just discussed the entire syllabus. Okay, Priyanka? In case of any more doubts, please feel free to ask us. You can scan this QR code to enroll or click on the link that is shared in the chat box as well. We have the last two seats left now. So in case if you wish to join, you can use this code, or later, even for other doubts regarding the preparation, you can get in touch with us on this number 76317 Okay, so wish you all the best, and thank you for joining us today for this session.